This is the first trans woman. You might be wondering, who is that? How come no one knows about her? Well, there are many reasons why this amazing woman has been forgotten by history. But today we will meet her and learn about her legacy. This is Christine Jorgensen. Christine Jorgensen was born in 1926 in San Francisco, California. From a young age, she knew she was different from other boys. She had no interest in cars or sports. All she wanted to do was wear her sister's dresses and high heels. At the time, homosexuality was illegal, and transgender people were not accepted at all. So Christine hid who she really was for most of her life. After graduating from high school, she joined the army and served in World War II. After the war, she returned home and married a man named Edward Jorgensen. They had 2 children together, but Christine still felt that she was not living her life to the fullest. She knew that she was a woman trapped in a man's body, and she wanted to do something about it. In 1954, Christine traveled to Denmark to see a doctor named Christian Hamburger, who was one of the first doctors in the world to perform gender reassignment surgery. At the time, the surgery was still experimental, and there were risks involved. But Christine was willing to take the risk, because she knew that this was what she needed to do. On January 1955, Christine underwent surgery to remove her testicles. A few weeks later, she had breast implants and her nipples and areolas were reconstructed. The surgery was a success, and Christine was finally able to live the rest of her life as a woman. After her transition, Christine became an actress and appeared in several films and television shows, including The Man with the Golden Arm and The Beverly Hillbillies. She also became a nightclub singer and performed all over the United States. Christine was a trailblazer for transgender people everywhere. She showed them that it was possible to live a happy and successful life as a transgender woman. Unfortunately, Christine was not always treated fairly. In 1969, she was arrested for dressing as a woman and entering a women's bathroom. She was charged with disorderly conduct and sentenced to 30 days in jail. This was a sad day for transgender rights, but Christine did not let it get her down. She continued to live her life as a woman, and she continued to fight for transgender rights until her death in 1989. But wait, there is more. If you think that you know everything about the first transgender woman, then think again. There is so much more to her story than what I have told you so far. Meet the real Christine Jorgensen. Most people only know her as the first transgender woman, but she was so much more than that. She was a trailblazer, a fighter for equality, and a role model for transgender people everywhere. As a child, Christine knew that she was different from other boys. She was assigned male at birth, but she always felt like a girl. When she was 5 years old, she told her mother that she wanted to be a girl. Her mother took her to a doctor, but he said that there was nothing wrong with her. He told her that she was just a boy who liked to play with dolls. Christine believed him, so she stopped talking about it. She grew up believing that she was a boy who couldn't be a girl. As a teenager, Christine started to question what she had been told. She started to explore her identity, and she realized that she was transgender. She knew that she was a girl trapped in a boy's body, but she didn't know what to do about it. In the 1950s, there were not many resources available for transgender people. Christine felt alone and confused. She didn't know anyone else who was transgender, and she didn't know how to change her body to match her gender identity. But Christine was not willing to give up. She wanted to be a woman, and she was willing to do whatever it took. She started to read everything she could find about transgenderism. She'd talked to doctors and psychiatrists. She tried to find someone who could help her. Finally, she found a doctor named Christian Hamburger in Denmark. He was one of the first doctors in the world who was willing to perform gender reassignment surgery. Christine traveled to Denmark and met with Dr. Hamburger. He explained the surgery to her and told her that it was experimental. It was not yet known whether or not it would work. But Christine didn't care. She was willing to try anything to become a woman. Dr. Hamburger operated on Christine and removed her testicles. This was the first step in her transition. After the surgery, Christine started to take female hormones. She also had breast implants and other surgeries to make her body more feminine. The surgery was a success, and Christine was able to live the rest of her life as a woman. She became one of the most famous transgender women in the world. People from all over the world came to her for advice and support. Christine was a trailblazer for transgender rights. She fought for the rights of transgender people and helped to change the world for the better. She was a role model for transgender people everywhere. She showed them that it was possible to live a happy and healthy life as a transgender person. But Christine's story does not end there. After her transition, Christine became a celebrity. She was interviewed by newspapers, magazines, and television shows. She became one of the most famous transgender women in the world. Christine used her fame to advocate for transgender rights. She spoke out against discrimination and prejudice. She helped to change the world for the better. Christine was a true pioneer. She was one of the first transgender people to come out publicly. She was brave and courageous. She faced a lot of criticism and hatred, but she never gave up. She continued to speak out for transgender rights until her death in 1989. But wait, there is more. Christine's story is truly inspiring. She was a brave woman who fought for what she believed in. She was a trailblazer for transgender rights. She was a true pioneer. She was a trailblazer, a fighter for equality, and a role model for transgender people everywhere. Christine was born in a time when transgender people were not accepted. She was born in a time when transgender people were not understood. But she did not let that stop her. She fought for acceptance. She fought for understanding. She fought for equality. Christine was a trailblazer for transgender people everywhere. She showed them that they could live a happy and healthy life as a transgender person. She showed them that they could be accepted, showed them that they could be understood. Christine was a true pioneer. She was one of the first transgender people to come out publicly. She was brave and courageous. She faced a lot of criticism and hatred, but she never gave up. She continued to speak out for transgender rights until her death in 1989. So this is the story of the first trans woman, Christine Jorgensen. She was a trailblazer, a fighter for equality, and a role model for transgender people everywhere. She will never be forgotten. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think of Christine Jorgensen's story? What do you admire about her? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about transgender history, then check out these videos here. Thanks for watching.